What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Judge Dredd, starring Sylvester Stallone. I'm going to make this review as short as I possibly can. I like Judge Dredd, the movie. I remember watching this when I was a kid. No, I enjoyed it then and I enjoy it now. Not really being a big fan of the Judge Dredd character and source material, but having done some research on said material and having watched the 2012 movie, yeah, this movie is not a good representation of the Judge Dredd story and or character. It's kind of a disservice to the story and the character. But watching this movie on its own, it's a guilty pleasure action flick. It's a typical Sylvester Stallone movie. It has everything you want in a Sylvester Stallone movie. It's got action, it's got an over the top and convoluted storyline, and it has a decent enough cast that can keep you occupied. Speaking of which, let's talk about the cast real quick. I think the cast in the movie is overall very, very solid. I think Sylvester Stallone as Judge Dredd does a decent job, though you can tell that he's not right for the role. Uh, Diane Lane plays Judge Hershey, who is kind of like Dredd's partner in a way, and I like the character of Hershey in this movie, though I think she's completely underutilized, and it's really a shame that the majority of what could have been her screen time goes to the character of Fergie, plays by Rob Schneider, who, listen, if Schneider was in this movie for like the first 15 minutes and then peppered all throughout, he would have been digestible. But there's a good chunk of the movie where he and Dredd kind of become buddies, where it turns into a buddy cop movie with Dredd straight man and Schneider as the comic relief goofball, and it's just painfully unfunny at best and just cringe at worst. Yeah, I am not a fan of Schneider. I'm not a Schneider hater, but yeah, I did not care for him in this movie as Fergie. I thought you could have taken Fergie out of the movie and it kind of would have improved it a lot. Uh, Armand Asante as the character of Rico. I actually don't mind Armand Asante in this movie. I liked his over the top performance as Rico. You could tell the man's having a good time playing this villain, and the whole story of Rico and Dredd being clones and brothers is kind of interesting. But I don't think the movie deep dived into it enough. But it's a good concept, especially since the Chief Judge Fargo is the genetic father to both of them. Chief Judge Fargo is played by Max von Sydow, and I like Von Sydow in the role, though they didn't really expand upon his character, particularly since that Dredd and the Chief Justice have a close relationship. We don't get enough scenes where I feel that they do have a close relationship, to be honest with you. I would like to have seen more scenes with that, so that way when Chief Justice reveals that and Dredd are brothers and they came from his DNA, it actually would have meant something when the Chief Justice ends up dying. Knowing the fact, with Dredd knowing that the Chief Justice is his, for all case of purposes, biological father. We do get that scene, but it's kind of underplayed in a way. It didn't work for me at all. Jurgen Porkenow is in this movie as a Chief Justice known as Griffin, who actually takes the mantle of Chief Justice, and it's also revealed, and it's also Griffin and Rico are in cahoots with one another to take down the justice system in Mega City, which is where this movie takes place, and Griffin wants to use his DNA to create his own clone of judges. This is known as the Janus Project. This is what gave birth to Judge Dredd and Rico in the first place. But then it was abandoned 9 years ago because Rico went out of control, and Judge Dredd had to kill him. So yeah, that's that thing, and then and the whole plot that gets this thing into motion is that Rico it frames Dredd for a crime he didn't commit by shooting a reporter who was very close to unraveling the secret of the Janus Project. And this is what gets Dredd incarcerated, and where he loses his justice garbs, and he gets transferred to prison. He goes to the cursed Earth, where his transport shot down by the Angel family. And another missed opportunity with this movie is the Angel family. I like the Angel family for the short time they're on screen. I thought they were just over the top, and they looked cool. And I actually think this movie would have been a lot better if Rico and Griffith were in cahoots with the Angel family as well, kind of like paying them to stop Dredd from coming back to Mega City to stop their plot. I think it would have been a better use of the Angel family. Instead, they're just there for like 5 minutes and Dredd kills them all. But at least the Angel family gets to kill Chief Justice. But this is where the movie really doubles down on Stallone and Schneider kind of absorbing a lot of the movie. And this is where I don't like. This is what I don't like. Schneider, Judge Hershey should have been in the place of the Fergie character. Hershey is a more interesting character. I think Diane Lane was completely underutilized in this movie. She gave a good performance, and the scene where Judge Dredd is being taken to court and Hershey is defending him is a really good scene, and definitely that relationship could have used much more development, and especially not in the romantic sense, but in a friendship sense. I mean, at the end of the movie, they share a kiss, which the movie subtly teased something like that. I don't know. Judge Dredd does not need a romance angle. He doesn't need a romance at all. He just needs to be the man who dishes out the law. That's what Judge Dredd is supposed to be. That's what he needs. He doesn't need to take off his helmet, which this movie barely has Judge Dredd in his famed helmet, which was one of the big things of the comic book is that Dredd never takes off his helmet. In this movie, I don't know, first 15 minutes he's in his helmet and then he takes off his helmet. Then the majority of the movie is just Stallone without the helmet. So you're not watching Judge Dredd, kill people. You're watching Sylvester Stallone kill people. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having a character who doesn't take his helmet off have a movie like that. But yeah, that's also a criticism as well. Because if you're gonna listen, having scenes with Dredd without his helmet on, it could work if it calls for it. This is just a superstar vehicle for Sylvester Stallone. That's all it is. And they're just using a character that had a, kind of a small following and they wanted to bring it to the big leagues, I guess. And for what it is, it's fine. I thought Danny Cannon in general, he did an okay job directing this movie. The movie does have some really good production design and does have some cool visuals to it. I love the look of Mega City. The look of Mega City has like this, futuristic, just bombastic look to it, and the look of the cursed Earth just looks like this desolate wasteland. So like I like the distinction, and I thought Danny Cannon did a good job at visually, putting a distinction between the cursed Earth and Mega Cities. The overall practical effects in this movie look good. Some of the CGI is good, yet some of it is very janky at best. And the climactic scene with Judge Dredd and Rico is okay, though kind of underwhelming. The best fight is when Hershey is kicking the ass of this other character that's in cahoots with Rico, who's like a doctor played by I don't remember what the actress's name is, but yeah, her and Hershey have a semi-entertaining fight scene, so that's okay, I guess. So yeah. There's a couple more things to talk about with Dredd, but I'm just going to stop at that. I overall think Judge Dredd, it's not a horrible movie. It's a good action movie for what it is. Take away all the flaws, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.